The Nun was a box office success, grossing $365.5 million on a $22 million budget. Come late 2023, we are getting the second installment of The Nun. What will The Nun 2 be about? Which other The Nun actor is returning for The Nun 2? Keep watching to get the answers to these questions. We begin with which horror movies have been released or are to be released this fall. While this year is packed full of movies from the horror genre, we will list the ones that you should look out for. Our list for those that were released in September are Salome, Barbarian, Margot, Speak No Evil, Goodnight Mommy, When the Screaming Starts, and Don't Worry Darling. Others are Smile and Hocus Pocus 2. In October, Deadstream, Terrified 2, Hellraiser, The Visitor, Deep Fear, Spirit Halloween the Movie, Slashback, Pray for the Devil, and Run Sweetheart Run. In November, expect Something in the Dirt, Bones and All, and Nanny. All of these movies are the best in the horror genre this fall. You can always tell us what you think about them when you're done watching them. Up next, what is the Conjuring universe? Fans of horror already know the Conjuring universe. For the uninitiated, the Conjuring universe is a horror franchise of 9 films, one unreleased. The films dramatize the real-life cases of Ed and Lorraine Warren, paranormal investigators and authors associated with prominent but contentious haunting cases. The main series follows their efforts to help people who have been possessed by demonic spirits, while the spin-off films explore the origins of some of the entities the Warrens have encountered. The franchise has been a commercial success, grossing a total of $2.1 billion against a total budget of $178 million, making it the highest-grossing horror franchise to date. The franchise has received mostly positive to mixed reviews. The first film in the universe is The Conjuring, released in 2013. In case you wish to explore the Conjuring universe in chronological order, according to the plot, this is how they are arranged. The Nun, 2018, Annabelle Creation, 2017, Annabelle, 2014, The Nun 2, 2023, The Conjuring, 2013, Annabelle Comes Home, 2019, The Curse of La Llorona, 2019, The Conjuring 2, 2016, The Conjuring The Devil Made Me Do It, 2021. You can also choose to watch them in the order they were released. It's all up to you. Next, what was The Nun about? The Nun is set in Romania in 1952. A nun dies at a convent, and a priest, Father Burke, and a novice nun, a nun in training, Sister Irene, are sent by the Vatican to investigate. They encounter the demon Valak, who takes the form of a nun. Demian Bichir acts as Father Burke, while Taissa Farmiga plays the role of Sister Irene. The Nun was a box office success, grossing $365.6 million worldwide from a budget of $22 million. It's the highest-grossing film of the Conjuring franchise. We are sure you want to know, what will The Nun 2 be about? The Nun 2 is set in France in 1956, 4 years after the events in The Nun. From what we know about the film, Sister Irene will go up against Valak once again. The film is currently in production and is set to be released in September 2023. Next, who is Taissa Farmiga? 28-year-old Taissa Farmiga is the sister of actress Vera Farmiga and a critically acclaimed horror movie actress. Taissa initially wanted to be an accountant, but was persuaded by her sister to take up acting. Vera then cast Taissa in her directorial debut, Higher Ground. Taissa's performance was well received, and she was signed by a talent agency. She got her first major film role in the psychological thriller Mindscapes 2013. Before she joined the cast of The Nun, she had starred in 4 seasons of the anthology series American Horror Story. Her acting career has spanned the drama and horror genres. Next, Taissa Farmiga reprises her role in The Nun 2. Taissa played Sister Irene in the supernatural thriller The Nun. The film eventually became the highest-grossing film of the Conjuring franchise. A sequel has been announced, and Taissa returns as Sister Irene. From the synopsis of The Nun 2, it is obvious that she won't just star, she would be an important character because the plot revolves around her renewed battle with the demon Valak. We look forward to another stellar performance from Taissa, and we're sure you do too. Finally, who are the other confirmed cast for The Nun 2? Currently, only 3 members of the cast have been confirmed as of October 2022. Storm Reid is cast as the new lead in a role we don't yet know of. Taissa Farmiga and Bonnie Aarons are reprising their roles as Sister Irene and the demonic nun, respectively. In related news, Halloween Ends makes $5.4 million during previews. According to a story on The Wrap, the much-anticipated and heavily hyped Halloween Ends, described as the last installment in the venerable horror genre, had promising previews. On October 13th, 3,200 theaters showed the final installment of the current Halloween trilogy, which brought in $5.4 million. This represents an 11% increase over the $4.9 million from the Halloween Kills preview last year. The movie premiered on October 14th in close to 4,000 theaters, as well as on Peacock, and the forecast for its weekend box office revenue is $55 million. Halloween Ends is directed by David Gordon Green and based on a screenplay he co-wrote with Danny McBride, Paul Brad Logan, and Chris Bernier. The story is about Laurie Strode, Jamie Lee Curtis, who is finishing up her memoir while living a quiet life with her granddaughter Allison, Andy Matichek. Things do not stay calm for long, however. As a young man, Corey Cunningham, Rohan Campbell, is accused of killing a boy he was babysitting, sparking a flood of violence and terror that forces Laurie to finally confront the evil she can't control. Halloween Ends also stars Will Patton, Kyle Richards, Omar Dorsey, Michael O'Leary, and Nick Castle as Michael Myers, as well as James Jude Courtney as Michael Myers. Up next, Marvel's werewolf director won't take up Blade reboot role. Blade, the Marvel Studio reboot, has suffered some setbacks along the way, but Basim Tariq's recent departure from the project is the worst. Furthermore, it appears that finding his successor will not be an easy task. One possible contender even announced their withdrawal from the competition this week. The director of the recent Werewolf by Night Disney Plus special, Michael Giacchino, stated that while he likes the Daywalker, he is unable to commit to the project at this moment. Giacchino told comicbook.com that he thinks Blade is an amazing character, one of my favorites, but I feel that it's already in motion and I'm in motion in other things. Timing-wise, it's a little crazy. The filmmaker added that he wanted the reboot to be a wonderful movie because the character deserves it, but he can't take up the role of making it come through at this time. Production on the new Blade is not anticipated to begin until early in the next year, with a September 6, 2024 theatrical release as the target date. Mahershala Ali is still anticipated to star as the film's lead, with Delroy Lindo, Aaron Pierre, and Milan Ray in unspecified roles. Stacey Osei Kufur is in charge of the writing. According to the logline, Eric Cross, aka Blade, a hybrid vampire-human who has spent his long life trying to cleanse the world of vampires like the one who killed his mother, would be the protagonist of the remake. The Marvel Comics Blade character, created by writer Marv Wolfman and artist Gene Colan, first appeared in The Tomb of Dracula number 10 in 1973. Next, filming begins for the new thriller Blackwater Lane in the UK. According to Deadline, Blackwater Lane, a new psychological thriller, is based on the B.A. Paris novel The Breakdown. The movie has begun filming in the United Kingdom. There has been no announcement of a release date. The film stars a trio of genre veterans, including Minka Kelly, Euphoria, Maggie Grace, Fear the Walking Dead, and Dermot Mulroney, Scream 6, and is directed by Jeff Celentano, The Hill. According to the synopsis, Blackwater Lane is a psychological thriller with supernatural elements that follows a woman, Kelly, who drives past a stranded driver, who is later revealed to have been murdered. Following a series of terrifying events, the woman is sure that she is the killer's next victim, while her husband, Mulroney, and best friend, Grace, are concerned for her sanity. Finally, official trailer out for Terror Train remake. Terror Train, an updated remake of the 1980 slasher film, is chugging into this month's Terror on Tubi event, and the official trailer has just dropped. The film, which opens at Tubi on October 21st, is directed by Philippe Gagnon and stars Robin Alomar and Tim Rosen. According to the synopsis, Alana, Alomar, and a group of college seniors board a party train for a Halloween celebration, but their fun spirals into fear as attendees are murdered one by an unknown killer. As the train travels on, all of the costumed partygoers become suspects, and Alana must race against the rails to find the killer before she becomes the next victim. The Nun was a hit. Hopefully the sequel can live up to that reputation. It would be interesting to see how Storm Reid performs in the lead role. We would also love to know which character she is playing. What are your thoughts about the upcoming The Nun 2? Please leave your answers in the comments section.